YouTube. How's it going, guys? I am currently in the next location. I left Phi Phi Islands day before yesterday, and I immediately came down. Like, I took a speedboat to the place that I'm in, the island that I'm on, and I really wasn't feeling well. Like even on the speedboat, but I ate some mango sticky rice. I had a juice. I was trying to stay hydrated. It was really hot, so I kind of just thought maybe I had heat stroke a little bit or something, or maybe I was just, dehydrated a little bit. But I came and checked into my bungalow, and then I had a dinner. I still was not feeling well, but I thought I was just hungry. And then when I came back to my bungalow, I laid down, fell asleep a little bit. I had a plastic bag, which I still have several plastic bags, in my bed, and because I already felt like I was gonna throw up, and then I was napping a little bit, and I woke up and was throwing up. All the things, diarrhea, like, all that night. And, it wasn't like the worst food poisoning I've had, thank God. It's kind of funny because the bathroom here is like, more than half the time the light in there doesn't work. And for the first day, the door wouldn't close at all. I don't know if they fixed it or if something shifted around because now it closes. But that whole night that I was running to the bathroom to throw up, to have diarrhea, all the great enjoyable things about food poisoning, that bathroom door would not close at all. So like I was like doing my thing with no closed door. Hello, person watching. Hello. Shark Zoo? No, I don't live in Japan anymore. I left Japan and I'm in Thailand now. I'm probably gonna go back to Japan someday, I'm sure, because I love Japan. I love vacationing there. But no, I'm done being in Japan for now. Yeah, I've been in Thailand for just about a month now. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Yeah, I know I was excited about moving to Japan too, but I just don't like going to school there. I love Japan. I just don't want to go to school there. So, what do I do for funds? I sold all my shit. Like, I sold everything I owned, literally. So I have a savings. Sell every earthly possession you have, and you can go travel. Like, it's that simple. Most people aren't willing to do that, so, but I guarantee you're sitting on enough money right now to go travel. Even if you just sold your car or something, you could go travel for a while. So, thank you, Sam. Says I'm cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I've been sick with food poisoning for about 3 days now. So, I'm still not feeling 100%. I thought I was doing better today, but I still have fever off and on and just not feeling the best. So, I just forced myself to walk to the gas station. That's cool, Shark Zoo, that you lived in Japan. I think I remember you telling me that you used to live in Japan as well. I'll show you guys the snacks that I got. Let's see. There were 2 more Gatorades and an extra water, but I got myself some wet wipes, some face wash, some apple juice, a couple waters, a few Gatorades. Yeah, I'm under this bug net because I'm literally in a bungalow hut thing. Carbonated water. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I've barely been able to really do anything. Like, I just feel terrible, and it's really hot outside, so it kind of makes it even worse. Like, I really don't like being nauseous and hot at the same time. But I am really excited, and I want to do a proper video on it because I didn't get to do a video at all. So when I went to Phi Phi Islands, God, my hair is enormous. Do I have any friends out here? I'm making tons of friends. I don't like have friends per se in Thailand, but I've been making friends every day pretty much that I'm here. I've been meeting a ton of people. So no, but I'm just exploring. You know, I'm in a very unique position where I don't really have you know, boyfriend or husband or kids or parents, anything really that would be holding me back. So, you know, I don't have anything really attaching me to a certain place that would make me want to have a 9 to 5 job and stay in that area, you know. So I'm kind of blessed to be able to just travel around. Like I said, I sold all my stuff and just decided to travel the world. So it's been amazing so far, and I'm hoping that I can spend an extra 2 months here in Thailand. That's a plan right now. And then when I'm done in Thailand, I'm going to keep exploring Southeast Asia for as long as I can, and then just move my way up, you know, all the different countries, and just go to every country that I possibly can. That's kind of the plan. Oh, that's cool. Your friend was a traveler too. Yeah, traveling's something I've always wanted to do, and I mean, typically it's just hard to do because we have too many attachments in life, you know, which isn't bad. And I wish that I did have those kind of attachments, but I don't. And because I don't, I figured I might as well just do what I want and go see the world while I can. So, you know, if you do have those attachments, like, that's a big blessing in itself. And I think a lot of people take for granted, maybe if they have a husband, kids, family, you know, mom, dad, siblings, all that stuff. You know, I don't have any of that stuff. I don't have any of those relationships really. And so I just wondered why I'm working and doing all this different stuff just to support myself. Doesn't really make sense, and it's not making me happy. So that's why I wanted to come travel. And yeah, I love traveling. It's been amazing, but I'm really excited to tell you guys about what I was doing in Phi Phi Islands. So I decided while I was there to get my scuba diving license. Woo! Like, I literally had been thinking about it for like a few months, and I've never done scuba diving. So you know, I went and I talked to a company there in Phi Phi, and the guy was great. The company was great, and I just decided to kind of go for it. And the next day I started my 3-day course, and I am now a certified licensed scuba diver. And it was really, really, really hard. Like, it was really scary. It was super challenging, honestly. Way more challenging than I thought. Like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into at all. And then when I actually was going through the course, I was like, oh my god, like, And I found myself, like, I was like waking up with dread. Like, on the second morning, I was like, I don't think I can do this. And the second day was the hardest because I wasn't able to clear. So when you go under, there's a lot of dangerous things that can happen when you go under there too. And, you know, of course they tell you the things. And when they tell you the things, you're like, oh, really? Like, I didn't know that that could even happen under there. So it starts freaking you out because they're telling you like all the things that could go wrong that you normally never think about. And so, you know, my instructor's going over all the things that could go wrong, and you know, you have to be prepared for if those things go wrong. And what, you know, we have to train to make sure we're able to do those things without panicking, and just, you know, be prepared and everything. And so there's certain skills you have to master both in confined water, which for us was like in the bay, where the boats are and stuff. So the water's shallow, but you've still got the tide and the waves coming in. And then you do them in open sea, you know, in open water when you're swimming in the ocean and like in the middle of the thing. And gosh, it was so challenging and scary because, like, I wouldn't say that I'm afraid of the ocean now, but I used to be. I love the ocean, and that's why I wanted to get certified, but I used to be really afraid of the ocean. Like, really afraid of it when I was little. And I didn't even learn to swim till I was 11 because I was quite afraid. And just really quick, bad anxiety to answer your question. Am I considering to work full-time job in Japan? No. Hell no. Would I work full-time job in Japan? Go watch my video on quitting Japanese language school. No, I don't want to work in Japan. Like, the work culture there is just not my vibe, and that's the reason why I dropped out of school, because it's just way too intense, and even when you are doing a great job, they'll find something to ding you on. You know, which I don't think is right. I don't really think that's right. I don't agree with that. Yeah, I've talked about that a lot, though. I'm not in Japan, though, right now. I'm in Thailand, so back to Thailand and scuba diving and everything. Yeah, you know, I had been playing with the idea of doing it. I didn't really think it was going to be scary, because I've never done it. So, you know, I don't have anything to really compare it to. I've done snorkeling, and I love snorkeling, so I was like thinking that scuba diving would probably be awesome, and I wanted to see all the underwater life, and I like watching those scuba diving vlogs. A lot of people that I'm subscribed to on here are scuba certified, and they're always like talking about it, bragging about it. So I was like, oh man, Thailand's like it's considered like the best place in the world to get your scuba license, because it's the cheapest here, I believe, or one of the cheapest in the world. And it's also just beautiful here. Like, the visibility is great, the water's super clear, you can see, like, it's crazy. You go down there, you see everything almost immediately. Like, my very first ocean, like real ocean dive, there was a sea turtle right there at the surface, like when we were going in. And then, sure enough, we go down, there are reef sharks everywhere, super close, 10, 15 feet away. We saw 7 sharks on, I think that was the second dive that we did. I've done 6 dives. You have to do 4 dives when you get certified, where you like practice and put together all your training, and then you have to demonstrate to your instructor that you can do the skills. So, and I am gonna make a video about just this, but I guess while we're talking about it, yeah, shark, like, so, and a lot of people have fear of sharks, but the thing is, sharks are they have a bad reputation. Barracudas too. I saw a lot of barracudas under there. They don't bother you. Like, they don't actually care. They just don't want you, like, disturbing them. You know, if you just leave them alone and let them go about their business, like, they're not gonna bother you. They really are, like, if anything, they'll be kind of curious about you. They might come up and be like, I didn't have any of them come up to me though. Like, they really don't care. They're just like, huh, I don't know what that is. Some of them don't have really good vision. So, I mean, yes, shark attacks happen, but they are extremely rare. And most sharks are actually not aggressive because they don't eat people. Like, we're not on the menu, so they don't really want anything to do with us. Bad anxiety, kind of miss when you were in Japan. Wish you come back again after getting your license. Well, I would like to go back to Japan. I will go back to Japan, but you know, I don't want to live there, honestly. Not as a student, not as a employee of a company or something. If I end up being able to go to Japan and just, like, vacation, I would love that. And I will do that again. You know, Japan's not going anywhere, which is the good part. And I do want to go back to Japan because I just want to explore outside of Tokyo more. Like, I really just think I don't like Tokyo. And I do like Tokyo, but it's just, like, not, it's too busy. Like, Tokyo's a place where I would say go if you've never been to Japan before, but living there the way that I did and being stuck there, it just starts to feel like a prison because there's so many people. Like, it's so busy, and, like, yeah, I don't know. It's not my vibe. I would rather live in Nagano, where I did the monkey onsen, like, up in the mountains in the snow, or even somewhere more rural, you know. Did I see a lot of tourists? Where? When I was diving in the ocean? There's tourists everywhere. It is really tourist, and it's peak tourist season here in Thailand because it's the weather's less hot than it normally is. It's considered winter here, so even though it's, like, beautiful and, like, in the 80s, 90s, yeah, it's usually a lot hotter here in the summertime. Let's see. So for now, are you going to live in Thailand long term? You're probably new to my channel, Bad Anxiety. No, I'm traveling the world, so I am starting in Thailand. Like, once I quit school in Japan, I decided my plan always was to, like, travel the world once I was done with my stuff in Japan. And I just I decided to finish my stuff early in Japan. So yeah, I'm traveling the world. My first destination is Thailand, and then after that I'm moving along to other countries in Southeast Asia and, like, working my way around and stuff. So oh, Shark Zoo, if you don't mind me asking, how come you aren't speaking to your parents? Well, I'm not speaking to them, so that's something I haven't really touched on that much with you guys because it is private and personal, and, you know, I don't really know how much of that relates to this channel. But, you know, you guys are following my life, and I think it is relevant, so I don't mind telling you. I was born and raised a Jehovah's Witness, and when I was in my 20s, I was actually a fourth generation, so 4 generations deep. I was born in raised in that. And then when I was in my 20s, I left. I did a lot of research and found out there's a lot of lies, there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of things that I really, really, really don't agree with. There's a lot of things that I saw in my own childhood that I knew were wrong, and that you know, that bothered me. And so I left when I was in my 20s. I left when I was 23. And once my parents found out that I had left, because like I didn't live at home at that time, and I kind of didn't really tell them for a while, because Jehovah's Witnesses don't take members leaving lightly, to say the least. But when they found out that I left, they sent me a text message and said I'm not their daughter anymore. And that was that. So they were like, don't contact us, don't talk to us, we don't want to hear from you, you're dead to us. And I have messaged them since then. Even when I left for Japan, it's been almost a decade since they've spoken to me. It's been about 9 years, and it's been really, really, really hard and painful not having that kind of relationship in my life, not having parents that I can go to. I also have 3 siblings, 3 adult siblings that are older than me, who refuse to speak to me. And it's a huge reason why I'm doing this, to be honest with you, because I think if I did have that family support system, or a husband or a boyfriend or children or a pet or something, but and I mean, you guys don't know any of this, but I had gone through a really painful breakup before I moved to Japan, which was kind of the catalyst of me moving there. In a lot of ways as well, because I just needed to get away from everything. Being around everything was just too familiar and too painful. And it hurt too much, honestly, like, to not have, like, my partner, to not have a family. My dog also died, like, a few months before that, and yeah, I had a really terrible year before I decided to do the whole Japan thing. Like, I can't even really describe how extremely painful and horrible it was. And that's why I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna leave the country. And you can call it running away. Like, I really don't care. I mean, to me, it was a lack of any other better option. And me needing something to live for, I think, because when you lose everything that means anything to you, like, if that's ever happened to you, you kind of need a reason to live at that point. You're like, and I believe in God, like, I would never, like, commit, the S word or anything like that, but I was, like, literally in a mental state of I didn't want to be alive anymore. I felt I had no reason to be here. And I just needed to do something. I needed to get out of there, honestly. And I'm so glad I did. I mean, and me and my former fiance are still best friends. Like, we aren't, like, it wasn't like a breakup where we're, like, fighting or mad at each other or anything. So it made it even harder, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't want to get too much into that. But yeah, like, that's the reason why my family doesn't talk to me. I will never say I don't talk to my family, because that's not true. I have always told them, and every single time that I've messaged them, or, like, even when I left for Japan, I did message them because I just felt it was the right thing to do. I was like, hey, I'm not gonna have an American phone number anymore. Like, if you do want to reach me for emergency, like, here's my number, and just so you know, like, I love you, and anything you ever need, like, you can always talk to me. I always let them know I don't have hard feelings and they can talk to me. But it's not my decision. I can't make someone have a relationship with me. So, you know, you don't want a relationship with me, then don't have a relationship with me. But, yeah, it's pretty, uh, lame, I guess. I don't know. I missed some comments people are saying. Let's see. Do, 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 do. There's another YouTuber who traveled several countries and then settled in Thailand. Yeah, I could see myself settling here, to be honest with you. Not now. Like, I'm gonna travel around no matter what I do. God, my face looks terrible. I literally got bit. I got bit, like, next to my eye, on my face. The mosquitoes here are terrible, dude. They're so bad. Like, and I'm really allergic to them. Um, but yeah, I actually would live in Thailand. I would not mind living here. I don't know how I would survive the summertime because it's already like super hot here. Um, and then how do I generate income during travel? I've already answered that. I don't generate income. I have a savings. I sold everything I owned. Pretty straightforward. Um, yeah, spiritual, not religious. I mean, that's Jehovah's Witnesses are super religious. Like, yeah, and I try to say that all the time to people and they don't understand. I'm like, I believe in God, but yeah, I'm not religious. And they're like, how can you believe in God and you're not religious? And it's like, well, God's not a religion, so like it's pretty easy. um Let's see. Glad you were able to do your own research. Most people speak nonsense. Try not to be offended. Mark Twain said a lot about traveling. Is it scary to travel alone? No, I mean, so I would not say it's scary. I would say if you're a solo female traveler, you're going to get weird, unwanted attention. It's been happening to me. I mean, it doesn't happen that often. But like when I was on Rayleigh, it was happening like every day, and eventually I was like sometimes more than once a day, and I was like, I just need to leave, I think, because weird things kept happening to me. Um, and I don't like that. You know, like you will get those people who, like those dudes who try to like sit next to you and touch you. Like that's happened to me. I had someone slide their hand under my butt when I was sitting on the floor near them. Like, I don't know. I've had some instances where people were being pervy. Yeah, it has happened. So, and I mean, that's just unfortunately the nature as a female, I guess, like traveling around. Even if I'm back home, though, if I'm going around, I have to be careful of that too. Um, but I'm pretty capable. I mean, like, I just leave, honestly. Like, if I feel uncomfortable at all, I'll just leave. And I've done that a few times where it was even kind of like, like, it's awkward if I leave, but I would still rather be awkward, because the thing is, if I feel uncomfortable, then, like, I'm not gonna stick around in that situation and, like, find out, well, is my gut telling me the right thing? It's like, yeah, your gut is always telling you the right thing, so. Not scary, but, you know, you do have to be on your guard, and I always have my guard up anyways, because I just don't really trust a whole lot of people. Let's see, la la la. You're still a mature person even though they abandon you. Well, thank you. I would be petty. Well, you know, I mean, and I think, you know, for a lot of years in the beginning, I was really, really angry. Um, really angry. And, just wanted nothing to do with them. I wanted nothing to do with God. I was just pissed. And like F you, you know, I would cuss them and all this different stuff. And but you know, as the years have gone by, I found God on my own. You know, I have talked on this channel before about, a little bit touched on my belief in Jesus. You know, I do follow Jesus, even though like I don't really call myself a Christian. I have some, I mean, Christianity is a religion, so, but I don't really like to do the whole religion thing, the church thing. Like, I've tried to go to some churches and it ends up just kind of like triggering past stuff, or I notice the hypocrisies and like, it's just hard. So, I just try to have my own relationship with God, and we are all carrying God inside of us. We're all carrying, look at this piece of machinery that I'm inside right now, that God designed. Like this suit that's keeping me alive, this meat suit, is the most fantastic ancient technology that God designed to keep us alive while we're experiencing life on this planet. And I think that God resides in the body, with us. And I don't know, it's amazing and mysterious. Like, I don't know everything about everything at all, and I'm a really open-minded person too. But I do know I love Jesus. I know He loves me. I know I love God, and I want to be a good person and respect other people's beliefs, respect other people's boundaries, and just live a life of kindness and do my own thing and not hurt anybody else. Um, Adele, hi. Thanks for joining. Welcome. I see your comment. One might say you de-brainwash yourself. Yeah, I would say definitely I have been de-brainwashed. And that is a huge, like, it's hard for me to really blame or be mad at my parents too, because they're deeply traumatized people as well. Like, they went through a lot of stuff in their childhood, and they were raised up in that as well. So, like, when you're brainwashed and you really think something is true, it's threatening when someone else says something to the contrary. And there's so many people that can't even hold space for like another person's opinion, which is weird to me, but that's the norm for like a lot of people. It's like, even the other day, like, I expressed my opinion to some person that I had just met, and they just freaked out over my opinion, and I was like, I don't understand why my opinion would be so offensive. Like, it has nothing to do with you, and like, I also don't care what you do, you know. I have thoughts on what's right and wrong for my life, and even for what other people's lives as well, but I'm not going to tell them to do that or force anyone to do anything, because I don't think that's right. I don't think that's the right way to do that. So let's see. Accept the ways of others. Respect first your own. We must find our own ways separate from others. That is what being spiritual is about. Yeah, I think, I don't think anybody can introduce you to God. I think you have to, like, get to know Him on your own, if that makes sense. Like me and my relationship with God, like, I have a very wonderful relationship with Him, and I am very happy and blessed to be able to know Him, to feel His presence in my life, and I can't tell another person how to get to know God, how to have a relationship with Him. It's the same as having a relationship with anyone. Like, you just do it. You spend time with them, you make time with them. And I think even making time for yourself and spending time with yourself is making time and spending time with God, because like I said, I think God lives in your body. I think this piece of beautiful artwork, His master creation that our consciousness is living inside of, you're carrying God around as well. He's with you all the time. That's how He knows everything you do. It's not a creepy thing. Like, he's in the body. He's in the consciousness. Like, you know? And, like, he made you also, so, like, you don't have to be afraid of him. I think there's also this thing of people are too afraid or maybe intimidated to try to have a relationship with God. But he already knows you're not perfect, and, like, he made you that way on purpose. So if he wanted to make you perfect, he would have made you that way, I think. And I don't know, I think maybe it's in the striving, you know? It's in us, like, trying to be better, or just in the attempt of I don't know, of being a better person, that we really find God. And in suffering too, like, honestly, you know, I've suffered a lot in my life. I know I haven't touched too much on my channel on, like, my personal life or whatever, because, like I said, it's kind of private, and, you know, I don't really know how relevant it is, I guess, to some different things. But yeah, I've suffered, you know, in my life, and I would say it's led me closer to God. If you allow it to, it will definitely lead you closer to Him. And anyways, I don't know, rant over. I didn't really want to go on a God rant, but I love God, and, you know, I know a lot of people are very angry at him, but I think that if you find yourself angry at him about something, you probably don't know him, you know? And that's okay, because there's time to get to know him. But yeah, back to my that was a little side shoot right there, but back to my information about the scuba instruction thing. Oh my god, man. Like, so well, it was funny because the first day they just take you out in confinement, which is like, you're in, like, we got all suited up on shore, and then we walk into the water. You kneel underwater. So if something actually happened, you could just stand up and breathe, like, the actual air. But you have your regulator on too, and, like, you breathe your oxygen through that. But when you're not used to, like, relying on the regulator, your body's like, get to the surface, get to the surface, get to the surface. And so the craziest, like, thing that we did, skills wise that day was, like, my instructor was like, okay, you're gonna pop off your mask. How far down did I go? I went 18 meters. 18.1 meters was the deepest that I went, but I'm certified to go 40 meters. After 40 meters, you need a advanced certification. And then, because oxygen actually becomes poisonous down at that level. Yeah. There's so many weird, crazy things, like, about scuba diving. So the pressure changes, like, the amounts of oxygen the further down you go. So if you go past 40 meters, the oxygen becomes poisonous, and you actually have to have a different tank. They use something called nitrox, which is like a mixture. It has more nitrogen, a lot more nitrogen, and a lot less oxygen. And it's, like, specialized for long-term breathing under, like, extreme pressures of deep water diving. But yeah, I'm not certified to use nitrox or anything like that. So 40 meters is my limit, which is the normal limit for an open water scuba diver, which is what I'm licensed under. Let's see, you have 2 tanks. No, you just have 1 tank. So if someone was going to dive really deep for a really long time, they can have 2 tanks. Yeah, I've never dove with 2 tanks. I only had the 1. And also, I think maybe if you were, like, solo diving, you might do 2 tanks. So my instructor, because I was pretty interested in doing solo diving, but he was like, well, he's like, you can, It's more dangerous, obviously. You have to have more precautions in place. And, you know, he's like, it's just more difficult, but you can. It's not really advised. They usually advise you to dive. And once I started doing it, I was like, I can't believe I wanted to solo. I was thinking about solo diving before. Like, how stupid is that? Because once I started doing it, I was like low key like clinging to him on like my instructor on certain points because, you know, it's freaky a little bit when you're down there. Um, but the first thing, yeah, he was like, I'm gonna have you lift up your mask to let water in. So you water comes in your nose and your eyes, and then he's like, you're gonna practice clearing it. So you just hold the top and then you breathe out really strongly through your nose, and what that does is like it forces the air bubbles to come out, and then it empties everything out of your mask. So you can clear your mask. Like, it doesn't matter if you have water in your mask, water in your nose, you can clear it out. I can clear all of it out now, but it takes a lot of practice and it feels horrible when you first start doing it. And then when he had me get used to like clearing the mask, he's like, okay, now I'm gonna have you take off the mask. So you're gonna fill the mask completely, like take up the bottom, take up the top, and then it fills completely with water, which by that point, like all of this, your whole nose has salt water, seawater in it. So you're getting that water up the nose feeling, which is a horrible feeling. Most people panic when they feel that feeling, like myself included. And so when I did that, it was really hard because I had to stand up a couple times, and I was like, I have water in my nose, I have water in my nose. I was like, I have to go up, I have to go up. And then when we got up, I was like, I'm sorry, I had water in my nose. And he was like, you're going to have water in your nose. Like, he's like, it's part of diving. Like, he's like, I know you don't like that feeling, but like,